Right. Action.
Okay. Do you want to start with a specific question, or?
Yeah, maybe just tell us your name and what you do, specific about mining.
Okay. So my name is Frederic Dubois. I'm from here, and my mom is German, so I'm half German, half Québécois. I'm working on the mining issues for the last 7 years, I would say. And I've been involved in different projects as a journalist, but also as an editor on a book project called Extraction. And this book project was particularly interesting because it was also a journalistic work. We had 4 journalists that we matched with 4 comics artists, and so they came up with really reportage, but in the format of comics. And the theme was, as the title indicates, the mining industry. And so what we were looking at is really the impact of Canadian mining abroad, but also in the Canadian context. So if we look at just the international part, the journalists did some work on Guatemala and on India. In the case of Guatemala particularly, it's a case of a Canadian company called Gold Corp, who went to Guatemala for a gold mining project in Sipacapa, a small community near San Marcos in Guatemala, and the case was pretty clear that the opposition to the mine was pretty widespread. The community was definitely against it, and also organized a referendum around it. But even though the community and different villages were against the mining project, the company decided to go just to do it. What was interesting in that case is that the journalist working to report on it is a Canadian and was present in Guatemala for several months. And when she came back to Vancouver, where she's from, she invited one of the main activists in the community to come to speak in the General Assembly of Gold Corporation. And he raised the question and said, are you going to respect our rights, we as a community, directly in front of all the stakeholders and shareholders and so on? And the CEO of that company said, no, we're not going to respect your rights, because we also have rights, and we're allowed to do this mining and so on, even though this totally violates the ILO 169. What is the ILO 169? It's the International Labour Organization. It's an article that was actually, it's an agreement that was signed by Guatemala also, and which says that a company, before doing a large development project, needs to consult with indigenous populations. And this is the case of this community in Guatemala, where most of the people are of Mayan origin, and they have not been consulted, even though, yeah, they have not been consulted on the project, and so the project is going to move on, even though there's large opposition.
Tell us.